Happy Tuesday. The Mariners are in San Diego to begin their last road trip of the season before the upcoming All-Star break. In fact, they'll have 2 games down in San Diego. Seattle's trying to snap a string of losing 6 series in a row as they hang on to first place in the American League West. Padres are 7.5 games behind the Dodgers in the National League West. Logan Gilbert will be on the mound against the Padres' Adam Mazur. Now, speaking of Logan, the tall right-hander was selected to his first All-Star game over the weekend. Shortly after getting the news, he called his parents.
Hello?
Hey, Logan.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? Just swimming in the backyard. Dad's having a little strawberry daiquiri over there. And
Strawberry daiquiri.
yeah.
Nice.
You gotta keep my eye on him.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Well,
What are you doing?
nothing. I'm just hanging out. I'm at the field. I was just calling, seeing what you guys are doing next week.
Dad will be back from Arkansas. When do you get back? Sunday? He gets back from Arkansas Sunday.
Okay. Well, if you guys aren't busy, I know you just came to see me, but I'm going to Texas for the All-Star game next week, and I wanted to see if you guys wanted to meet me out there.
Yes, we would love to.
You want to?
Yes, of course. We would love to.
Is Dad there too?
Yes. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Oh, man, that's so awesome.
Yeah, we just had a team meeting. They just announced it, so they said I made the team.
Oh, that's so cool. That's amazing. One of your dreams come true.
Yeah, it came true. So if you guys aren't busy, I'll see you out there. I'll be headed out there. So.
Well, I promise you we'll be there.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, we can figure it out later. I just wanted to give you guys the news.
That's awesome, buddy. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Happy for you. Happy for you is even a better word.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to tell you guys. I know out of everybody, you've been there so long. So help me get here.
What did your team say?
Everybody was just really excited. Everybody was so supportive. They said more guys might get added in the next few days, so I think Munoz might be going too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Bryce Miller's happy.
Bryce was pretty happy. Yeah, yeah. All the guys, yeah, they were really nice.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, you know what Bryce said? He lets you do everything and then he copies you the next year. So next year might be his year. You can tell him that.
Yeah, it could be Bryce next year. That's true. It could be.
All right, we'll go play with your friends. Thank you for calling.
Okay, yeah. Thank you guys. Love you. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right, bye. That went pretty well.
Seattle remains 2 games in front of Houston in the American League West. Texas has moved a half game closer with a 9-4 win over the Angels last night. LA is 11 games back, while the A's are 16.5 games out of first place. After a rare day off, the Wenatchee AppleSox are back at it in West Coast League Collegiate Summer League Baseball tonight. Edmonton comes to town just in time for the hottest few days of the summer. In fact, the game has been moved back a half hour due to the heat. Joel Norman stopped by for a visit with Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley and said the AppleSox fans sure need to get to the ballpark to brave the heat for a new addition.
We've got a couple of guys coming into town. Jack Hafferkamp is a kid who's going to UC Santa Barbara this fall. He arrived in town yesterday, and he's going to be playing a lot the next couple weeks or so here because this is a guy who, at this time next week, is hoping to hear his name called in the MLB draft. Right now, he's projected as a 7th-round selection. So this is an incentive, I'd say, for fans to come out. Not just,
and he's here in the big city.
He is here in Wenatchee. And we are fully anticipating he will get drafted next week prior to his freshman year of college. So to me, that's an incentive for fans to come out this week. Come see a guy who is going to get drafted and who we're really looking forward to seeing what he brings to us. Because you look at this outfield, Dan, it's all kind of coming together. Because if you can put this kid in, Jack Hafferkamp from UC Santa Barbara, you put him in with Max Hartman and Aiden Doherty, find me a better outfield in this league.
Wenatchee expecting to have a few players named to the All-Star game next week, which is back for the first time in quite a few years.
In 2019, I remember we had 4 All-Stars that season. Granted, the league had 12 teams then. We're at 16 right now, so not to be arrogant about it, but I would think as first half champs, I would think we'll have at least 4 players. Personally, I think
Hartman's a no-brainer.
I think he absolutely should be. I think Evan Canfield is a no-brainer with an ERA under 1. But after that is where we go, okay, well, what about that guy? Well, maybe they want him instead. We're trying to figure that all out. In my mind, I think it's safe to say Hartman and Canfield should be there. Their numbers speak for themselves. Max Hartman's an everyday player, hitting well over 300, had a 10-game hitting streak, leads the league in runs scored. What do you want? And besides that, hitting over 300. Evan Canfield, his resume speaks for itself. He didn't start this past weekend because he's a little bit banged up and probably would not pitch in the All-Star game anyway. But for me, that makes it even easier to decide, let the guy go because he should be an All-Star.
Where is the All-Star game this year?
Bellingham.
Bellingham. So it's somewhat, that means players from Nanaimo and Edmonton and Kelowna and Kamloops can easily make it to Bellingham, and the other teams can head up I-5. So if you make the All-Star team, you're probably expected to play because it's not a long commute.
No, and it's a good location for it.
Sure.
And that's what's going to be interesting to see in coming years is how they decide that as our league just continues to expand. But Bellingham is a nice central location, and this will be the 3rd time that they've hosted it as well. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm planning to go up to the All-Star game, and I remember how fun it was when Bend hosted it in 2019, and I can't wait to see the show that Bellingham puts on.
Shortly after Joel's visit, the league announced that 4 AppleSox were selected for next week's All-Star game. Besides Max Hartman and Evan Canfield, catcher Jonathan Fitz and pitcher Quincy Vassar were selected. Congratulations. First pitch at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium tonight, 7:05. We will not be able to broadcast tonight's game due to the risk of our equipment. You can hear Joel's call on Sunny FM radio. Well, there were 2 games played in the West Coast League last night. The Nanaimo beat Kelowna 5-1. Portland down Walla Walla by a final of 9-2. Well, 7 local swimmers will be headed for Oregon later this week to compete in the USA Speedo Sectionals. The youth swimmers from Velocity Swimming Club will compete at the Mount Hood Aquatic Center in Gresham, Oregon, July 11th through the 14th. Head coach Wesley Mejias says Sadie Sullivan, Teague Monahan, Lindsay Sutton, Aurelia Rabelia, Helen Shoemaker, Austin Elwin, and Ben Manson all qualified to compete. We wish them the best of luck. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.